So, Shay, for everyone else, just do a little intro. Tell who you are, obviously, what you do, how old you are, and just kind of like your background and where you were before you started to work with me.
I guess I'm Shay. Let's see. I work at a sports department at the Y, taking a year off from school before I go start my doctorate degree from my physical therapy. Before this, I had played football all the way up until my freshman year of college, and then took 3 years. Like I had an injury that ended it my freshman year, and then didn't work out or anything for like 3 years, and then had kind of started my fitness journey. I started around like 250, 270 to 250, and started on my own and was kind of lost, and then saw you doing all of your stuff, and then asked you to help me out, and I was probably around like 230 then,
Yeah.
and so now I'm down to like 210. Actually, I just weighed myself this morning. I'm down to 210 today. So
Boom. Heck yeah,
still
man.
going.
Still
So
going. And it was cool how you reached out to me after you lost that first 20 pounds, because then you were just like, dude, I need help. Because and that's the thing. People, if you're somewhat overweight, it's going to be really not hard to lose that first 10, 15, 20 pounds, because all that is literally discipline. Doing a little bit better each day is going to make you lose that first 20 pounds. But that second 20 pounds is going to be a lot harder. That's the stuff that you're going to have to really go into your daily routine, your daily habits, daily food, everything. That's going to make you change long term. And that's what I think you reached out for me, because you were like, okay, I'm struggling right now.
yeah, I was definitely kind of lost. Nutrition was never like a thing. Like working out for football, you're just told to eat as much as you can just because you're burning so many calories all the
Yeah.
time. But when you go from working out constantly to not working out and still eating for like 3 years without working out, like you're still working out, is not fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Shay, can you go into what your goals were whenever we started up? Like, what was your initial thought process? Where did you want to be in 6 months?
Oh, in 6 months, I wanted to be able to do a pull up. I have bad shoulders from football, so being able to do just one pull up is impressive enough in my mind. I also like to hike, so I want to be in like better cardio shape so I can continue to hike.
Heck yeah.
Um, I just and be like overall in a better like healthy spot. My family's kind of like my dad has a lot of health issues. That's all. A lot of it can be derived from weight and not taking care of himself. So like my whole goal is to like start like this whole change, and that I wanted to be in 6 months where I just felt like it was natural.
Good. And the one thing that I noticed about what you just said, and most people won't, but I did, is that you didn't say, "Oh, I wanted to lose 20 pounds." You understand that weight will come with hard work, discipline, and everything. Weight loss will happen. But if you constantly fixate on that number, then you derive your happiness and your success from that number. And then once you
Yeah.
hit that number, you don't get near the satisfaction that you would if you decide to say, hey, I'm going to keep doing this stuff and see what happens. And continuously doing better work and better daily habits, better nutrition, everything. That's what will derive weight loss. And that's what I'm kind of like helping you with, just getting you there, showing you the little wins, showing you the little stuff. And that's why I thought that we work really well together.
Yes, I totally agree to that. My whole goal is not to be so focused on my weight, but to just watch my body physically change and feel better at all times.
And you can probably agree to this. You can look completely different and only lose a pound.
Oh yeah, you can. Well, it's insane.
It's
Just like
off. Weight's gonna fluctuate, but you can completely recomp your body without losing a pound.
it's insane.
Like for me, for instance, I'm around the same weight I was 2 years ago, and I look completely different.
Oh, it's insane.
Exactly. I had a little phase to where I gained 15 pounds from when I was in high school, but that 15 pound, like my 150 from 2 years ago is completely different from my 150 today. So that's the kind of stuff that you have to realize. And obviously that is a longer process, but that's how long we have to look at it. We can't just think like, oh yeah, I'm doing this for 3 months. The day we start to think of a weight loss as a journey, as like a time thing. And like, if you just put 3 months on it, okay, what happens is that in 6 months, are you going to gain it all back?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. People do these cookie cutter stuff where they might lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks. Okay, they did it. Now what? They have no idea how to maintain it. And that's why whenever you decided to come to me, you wanted that whole year of, I want to dive into my health. I want to look at the numbers. I want to see what I'm doing each day. So then we can actually compare everything. We can actually look into see, does this correlate with this? Does my amount of sleep correlate with how stressed I am? Does this caloric intake and daily steps correlate to my mood? Like,
Oh yeah.
that's what we have to look at. And I think you're doing an insanely good job with just tracking every day, showing up every day.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Some days it's not as easy as others, but it's
Hey,
worth it.
80-20 rule, man. We have to show up 80% of the time.
Oh, for sure.
For a human being, 80% of the time is 100% of the time.
Oh yeah.
That's how it is. And that's one thing that also, if people get so fixated on doing it every day, working out every day, tracking every day, you're going to have a bad day.
Oh yeah.
It's all about the weekly averages, man. It's all about, are you there 80% of the time? If you're there 80% of the time, you can have a cookie, you can have Oreos. I mean, you can have some stuff without feeling like a piece of shit. And that's what we had to always remember is 80-20.
Oh yeah. You can't do all of it and be healthy constantly, because then it's just not fun.
You gotta find room in your life for enjoyment, for just overall entertainment.
Oh, for sure.
You gotta do it, because if you fixate on your work, on just little things every single day, you're gonna freaking go crazy. So you always gotta have some relaxing time. You always gotta have some vacation hours. So yeah, man, it's very, very, that's very true. So next, can I go into your favorite services about the coaching? Like, if you like the app, just anything like that, or like how I go about things.
Yeah, that's fine. I think one of my favorite things is probably the app. Just like, there's not very often, but every so often I'll run into a workout that I don't know what it is. And then on the app, you have the videos with it.
Yeah.
So it's like really important for me, like, because I'm a visual learner, and sometimes like deadlift, straight bar deadlift that I haven't done in like, up until I started working out with you, I hadn't done in like 3 years. Like, it was a nice refresher about how to do the form correctly and stuff like that. So it's really like nice to have that access like right immediately when I'm in the gym. So then instead of like watching a video on YouTube and then trying to like do it in like, it's on the same app, I can go look at it, watch that video, and then like it's a nice refresher course.
The app is very convenient for that purpose, because then once our mindset shifts, oh, I need to look up this, and then 2 minutes, and then you can't find the video, and then 2 minutes later you're already behind on your workout, and then you're wasting time.
Oh yeah, it's like, especially in like a workout where I'm like an EMOM or something, where I'm going like every minute on the minute, or trying to do it as fast as I can. Having that video access right there to explain like the what we're doing is so nice.
Oh, for sure. Awesome. Anything else that you can say that you really like or you just enjoy?
The nutrition is probably my second favorite thing, just because like I had some ideas, but not a lot, not like barely anything going into this, and having you there to help me out with like a lot of this nutrition stuff has been like a big thing, especially because that's like where a lot of my weight loss was coming from, is that I just couldn't get the right kind of healthy intake and understanding my macros and stuff.
Yeah.
And like having you there to help me out with that has been a lot. Like a big key to my success so far.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And that's literally what my goal is in this business, is just to be a guide. I want to show people that this stuff works, and also you have to trust yourself and just trust the process. You have to fall in love with the process, because if you're so fixated on the end goal, you will not see the results. You will tell yourself you're not doing it good enough. You will constantly just get there and then not be satisfied. And that's why you make that massive time change of, all right, I'm going to do this for a year and I'm going to see what happens. And
Oh yeah.
and I'm going to take it day by day, week by week. We're going to clump it all up, check out all the numbers. And that's every week, man. You show up, you track, and we get on a call and we talk about it. And I think just being able to write it down, seeing the numbers each day, I think it's becoming more habitual for you just in your everyday life.
Oh yeah. It's awesome. Actually laughing because I had a class meeting for high school, and a lot of the guys there were all laughing because they were asked, because they all said I was starting to look pretty fit again, and they asked how much I weighed. How much I weigh now is how much I weighed my like freshman year of high school, but I
Really?
look completely different than I did then.
Good, man. That's always nice. And it's weird. Once you get a compliment or something just random, someone randomly says, dude, you look good. Like, have you been losing weight? You're instantly going to think, oh shit, this is working. That's the thing. Like, we need gratification from other people sometimes. That's a big thing in just human nature. We need to feel accepted. We need someone else to notice something before we notice it, because like you can say, I might think I look good, but I might want one other opinion before I think otherwise. Like, does this look good together? I'm gonna ask somebody.
Oh yeah.
And and that's the same idea of, do I look thinner? Oh, they just told me I look thinner. I must be looking thinner. And then it's just the words you say. Literally saying, I am changing my body. This is awesome. I'm losing. Constantly say every day, dude, I'm losing weight. I'm slowly getting stronger in the gym, and things are going well. And each day, if you start to just analyze yourself in the mirror, look at it, man. Just like, I'm doing well. Constantly tell yourself that, and you will be amazed. Your thought process changes on things. You're going to be a lot more confident in your social situations, because if you're good here, you're good everywhere else. And if you're good with yourself, you can be good with other people. You can be good with your job. You can be good with your finances. Everything else seems to get easier. And that's the biggest key to this. And that's when I think you're realizing very, very quickly with this.
Yes, I would agree to that. So you can't be happy in one aspect until you're happy with who you are yourself.
Absolutely. And your physical health needs to be the base. It needs to be the concrete. It needs to be everything right there. Yes. You need to have it, or your house is not going to be structured.
You got to have a sturdy foundation.
Yes, a very sturdy foundation, or you will crumble over time. You will crumble.
Indeed.
Yep. All right, man. So just real quick, I know you kind of touched in with the pull-ups, but go into your reps. Like, when you first started with me back in, I think, around like October, November, when you first started with me, where were your push-ups? Where were your plank holds? And where just overall dips, everything for body weight exercises?
I couldn't do one pull up. Now, like, I'm like kind of ahead on my 6 months goals. Is now I'm actually at being able to do a one pull up now.
Good. That's
just like impressive enough for me, and like a wide grip pull up because I have terrible shoulders. So that was impressive.
Heck yeah.
I could only do like maybe like 5 chin ups. I can probably bust out somewhere between 15 and 20 now. Dips, I couldn't do any dips, which was funny because I used to be able to do dips like they were nothing in high school, but now I can do dips. I could probably do about 5 to 10 dips, I would think. I did some yesterday, but that was also in the middle of my shoulder workout. So that's not a fair comparison, but I was doing like 5 there, and that was on top of already being sore.
Good.
So I could probably do like 10, I would think. Trying to think. Push-ups, I could maybe do 10 when I first started.
Yeah.
If I like really tried and struggled through it, now I could do 10 diamond push-ups, which I wasn't able to do it all beforehand. Now I can do 10 of those. I can probably do like 25 regular push-ups.
Yeah, so that's huge, man. And diamond push-ups are hard. Like, I can really tell in your progress is your shoulder development is getting not really, really good. You can just tell you're building your delts a lot more. And that diamond push-up is probably why you can do that, is because of your shoulders and your arms. Your arms and shoulders are looking good, man. Really.
Yeah. That was actually funny because one of the personal trainers where I work out at was trying to show somebody how to do regular push-ups. like at the same time I was doing diamond push-ups, and the guy was kind of like just baffled by the fact that I was able to do diamond push-ups. Because I guess like I still don't look like somebody who should be able to do diamond push-ups yet, but it was really funny.
That is kind of
So
funny.
it was kind of
But yeah,
funny.
you
Yeah.
showed them. So what about your plank holds?
But say on planks, I could maybe do 20 seconds.
That's
Um,
crazy. I know you're up there now.
yeah, I think like a full plank or like a regular plank, I could probably do anywhere between 45 to a minute.
Yeah.
Probably a minute if it's like the first thing I do. Now I can do
Or
it.
if you have someone like with you saying, "Hey, we're going for a minute," then you have
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
you have that little friendly competition.
Oh yeah. Now, like yesterday, I had planks after my workout, and I was doing 30 seconds, and that was after I did a whole shoulder burnout. Full
Good.
planks, like full planks were the worst. And then now I can do those for about 45 seconds.
Good. So you pretty much doubled your time.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I'm loving every minute of those.
Good, man. Awesome. Heck yeah. So lastly, or we're gonna go into like two more things, but if you could tell, if you had to show somebody or tell somebody would you recommend my services? Would you recommend my coaching to someone to actually make a change? What would you tell them? Like if someone asked you, "Hey, how was your experience with Austin?"
Um, Trying to think of this one. Actually, I have a couple of people that I'm trying to get onto your service. um, so this is kind of working out. I actually tell these guys all the time because a lot of people come to me, I guess, like here, because a lot of my friends now never really worked out before,
Yeah.
and they're all like kind of confused about where to start. Some of them eat super healthy already, and they just need like just to go work out. And other people are like, I have no clue what to do. I don't eat or anything, and I always tell them they're like, so I'll even pull up the app sometimes and show them. I'm like, all right, so this is what I'm doing. Like he has my nutritional goals in this app, and as long as I like and track it on MyFitnessPal, uh, Fitbit, and all this stuff, it shows up and it helps keep track. And then
Yeah.
he talks to me every week. Um, and like I tell one of my friends who actually lives in Columbus was he came and worked out with me on Wednesday just because he wanted to work out because he had never worked out before. So we did like very simple stuff, and I was like, he's like, so like, what would you suggest? I was like, he followed you on Instagram, and he's kind of like waiting to see where his job takes him first before, but like he's all into trying to figure out like find the right stuff. And he's looked at you, and he actually called me when he got home, and he said, if I can find a way to make it work for work, I'm definitely going to try to at least talk to Austin. Say because he's kind of like him and one of my other friends are like my other friend's a grad student, so he's like, yeah, I don't have like a lot of money, especially because he's only working at his TA. But Matt is he's kind of like he's not unemployed. He's freelancing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like his money fluctuates a lot right now. So he was kind of like he came and worked out with me. He's like, so, and we actually over lunch we sat down and talked about your services and stuff. And I told him I was like, I'm like a great resource, but I told him I was like, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not a coach or anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I'm trying to go back to school, so I'm not like a great person to like come talk to. I told him like, and after we had a conversation about like all of the stuff, like the app, the fitness tracker, the macro counter, and about how you like go and dive into all of the stuff about what kind of food you should eat and like what you should be watching out for
Yeah.
is like what really started to sell him because he's like, he was like, I don't want to like lose weight, but I also don't want to gain weight. And I was like, yeah.
He
So
needs
I
to
was
learn
like,
how to
definitely.
he needs to learn how to feel his body, which
Yes.
is very true, man. And a lot of people, there's so much shit people sell all the time.
That was insane.
Hey, buy this ebook. Hey, buy this. And the thing is, it scares people because then they're like, okay, well, I don't want to, especially with our coaching services, because a coaching service, you're buying a coach. You're buying someone to push you. You're buying someone to keep you accountable. You're buying someone to spend their time on you.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what you're doing. And with someone like this, a lot of people don't realize the value until they actually experience it. It's a weird concept because a lot of people are scared of that. Oh, I'm going to buy this from you and you're going to tell me that you're going to like help me, but really you're just going to send it to me and I'm not talk to me again. or like never reply to me. Oh, this crap. That's the scaring thing. It's like a lot of these people with a shit ton of influence just sell ebooks and say, here you go, leave me alone. I'm not going to talk to you. Like they say, give me your money. Thanks. Bye. But if people who are actually coaching like me, that's not the case. Like I offer 24/7 access, 24/7. If you need to message me, I will message you back. And obviously there's going to be some times where I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be able to message you today, or give me an hour or something like that. But I'm going to be there. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, that how helpful it is to have that positive influence just towards what you're wanting to do. Because I don't think I've ever been negative towards you ever.
No.
And and just like I say, words matter. We process our conversations and images and memories as images and words. Like we don't think, oh, if I tell you, for example, if I tell you to not think of something, you're going to think of it.
Oh yeah.
Seeing not and everything is just going to continuously make you say, I can't do shit. I can't do this. I'm not going to be able to do that. You have to find ways to balance how positive all this crap you're looking at and reading and taking in each day. You need to have some positivity. You need to have, because if you're not being positive, you don't have room for growth. Not at all. And sometimes people don't realize that their environment that they're in, or the environment that they're creating for themselves, is stagnant. People are okay with being, oh, I make this, or, oh, I'm fine with this, I get by. Man, if you that's not living. That's just, that's surviving.
Yes.
Like you are surviving if you were content with life. And I would much rather live than be a survivor. Like, come on.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's why I liked because I started with you with the what was that, the 6-week challenge or?
Yeah, back in September. And one thing I'm going to dive into real quick with you, talk about a little bit how I know that my services aren't cheap, but talk about a little bit of your experience with budgeting for it. Talk about like, hey, okay, if you break it down, it's not that bad. Because if you think about it, if you can save $5 to $10 a day, you can afford my services.
Oh yeah. It's insane.
That's the craziest thing. It's like people are like, oh no, I can't do that each month. It's like, okay, well, look into your budget. What do you mean you can't do it? Like, you can't.
It all
$4.
It all comes down to, all you have to do is break down like what you're spending on every day. I guess like my example is that like I had from being a treasurer in college for a fraternity, I had already was already budgeting what I was spending my money on. To me it was kind of easy. But like the simple things is that if you look at like stuff that you spend, like, I don't know, like a dinner or coffee, if you go out, like I have coffee here at my house that I use instead of going out and get like Starbucks. Because like Starbucks is like what, like $4 or $5 a coffee now or something like that.
Yeah, imagine
that.
Instead
of doing that
4
every
5
day.
times a week, that's $35 a week.
Oh yeah, it's insane. It's like, so instead of like doing all of these like things that I'm like, oh, it's only $5 today, and then at the end of the week, if you do like $5 every day, then you're like, okay, so all of that money's gone.
Yeah,
so
and then a month, $5 a day for a month.
And I guess like the simple way to put it is that like, so if you look at that and look at the money that you're spending on things that you're not getting a lot out of. So like buying a coffee every day at Starbucks instead of buying like a Keurig or having a Keurig or just a traditional coffee maker and buying coffee and then not having to buy coffee for like a month.
Exactly. And or the grocery store, the things that you end up throwing away because you end up not eating it. It's little things like that. That's an easy $5 you can throw off your grocery list.
I learned how to make I make like a chili con carne that I make, and I make like a whole batch of it, and like that lasts me like 2 weeks. So I make that, and I'll have it with quinoa and all these other things. But like that itself, like that covers me for a full meal.
Exactly. That's awesome, man. Awesome. Well, your transformation is looking amazing, man. Inches are coming off. Everything that you're doing is in the right step for success. And I'm really excited for this like next little 3-month span, because I think once this weather starts to kick up, we can go outside, maybe get some more runs in. That's going to be amazing. It's just getting more vitamin D, just getting more positive energy, everything, man. I think it's going to be fun.
I can't wait to start working outside again. Being inside's great and being on the machines is awesome, but I can't wait to be actually outside.
Yeah. So last thing, if you could give someone just a quick word of advice, make it very, very brief. If you, what would you say to them if they asked you about my services? Anything you can think of, just really brief.
Um, Investing in Austin is investing in yourself. It helping you, like, investing in Austin will help you grow as a person and help you understand your body in ways that like you don't get through most outlets.
Awesome, man. Appreciate that. That things like that make me more happy than anything else. Just hearing positive words coming from happy clients, and just it's really rewarding to see and to help people change their lives through their physical health, and their mental health. Your mental health will grow immensely. You will be so much more in tune with yourself if you're in tune with how you eat and how you move.
Oh, it's insane. So much difference between them. Like, I had that one bad week where I couldn't do anything in the weight room, and we figured out like food and stuff. And ever since that week, I haven't had that week ever again. It was like week
I love
3.
it. I love it, man. Heck yeah. Well, keep it up, Shay.